Hey everybody, and welcome to Misconceptions of the Colonial Witch Trials video number 6. I was truly dumbfounded by a comment on a YouTube video that made me want to throw my device and yell out, "What? What are you thinking?" And here is that comment in part, and I quote, "They moved Salem to its current location because they didn't want to be known for what they did to a bunch of innocent people and were afraid their spirits would come back to haunt them if they stayed there. So Salem was moved and its previous location would later be resettled as Danvers." Really? First of all, towns didn't move. And the notion that a town would move because of a fear that people would come back and haunt them? Really? I'm speechless. However, is there some kernel of truth in the first part of the comment where he states that they, meaning later the people of Danvers, didn't want to be known for what they did to a bunch of innocent people? So here's what we know, but I will start backwards a little bit, go backwards to a little bit of the history of Salem and how it was established and how it kind of molded outwards, or so to speak, kind of spread outwards. So Salem was a huge territory when immigrants arrived in the 1630s, which broke off into many smaller towns over the years. And this was because the meeting house was the civic and religious center. Most of the towns in colonial Massachusetts were built outward and included a 6-mile radius, making it less harsh for people to attend meetings and services. In 1682, the northwestern part of Salem was granted the right to build its own meeting house because it was slightly more than 6 miles to the Salem Town Meeting House. That was one of the reasons. This new, smaller faction within Salem became known as Salem Village and fostered a sense of community amongst the inhabitants. It wasn't until 1752 that the village officially became incorporated as the town of Danvers. So no, the town didn't move, it was simply renamed. I will have linked in the description and the comments the entire history of how Salem Village became Danvers, as told by Danvers archivist and historian Richard Trask. Now, it is true that for many years, people did not talk about the Salem witch trials in Danvers in polite conversation. That conversation may have been taboo. Richard tells the story when the local school brought some students to look at the excavation of the Samuel Paris parsonage in the early 1970s. And 2 elderly neighbors stood on their porch shaking their fists saying, "Why are you talking about this?" That has come to change over the last 25, 30 years. Today, or actually 50 years, because that actually happened about 50 years ago. But today, the main focus in Danvers is more on solemn remembrance and historical accuracy. You won't find witch-themed gift shops and tours on every corner. Instead, you will see sites related to the trials, which are often quiet, respectful, and meant for reflection. The parsonage ruins are visited by many, and a beautiful memorial was built around the corner from the parsonage, and both are a testament that Danvers has now embraced the history. Most importantly, however, hundreds of people travel nationwide to visit the Rebecca Nurse Homestead every year. It is the only surviving house set on 27 acres where a victim of the Salem witch trials lived. I will have a video of a tour given by Curator Kathryn Rutkowski linked in the description and the comments. Let me know in the comments what you think. Subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, this helps this video reach more people who enjoy the topic. Thank you all, and I will upload the next Misconceptions video on September 17th, 2025. Thank you.